Bill Belichick, known as one of the greatest coaches of all time for their Super Bowls that he's won with the Patriots, all that good stuff. Obviously, he is now a free agent, and he has been joining the Pat McAfee show to give insight across the league, and it's actually really cool. So Bill Belichick, talking about the return of Christian McCaffrey, thinks that Christian McCaffrey is underrated in one particular category. And I'm curious if you guys feel the same way as well, because I agree with him after watching so much film of Christian McCaffrey and seeing what he's able to do and what makes him such a skilled runner. I absolutely agree with what Bill Belichick has to say. But take a listen to what that thing is that CMC is underrated for.
Coach, Christian McCaffrey came back from his injury and it had a, definitely a solid game, not crazy off the charts game like he normally has. But can you describe a little bit what it's like to try to defend a guy like McCaffrey that can seemingly do it all from out of the backfield, receiver, whatever he's doing, even block, and not just how hard the dude plays. It looks like he is legit pissed off if he doesn't score every time he touches the ball.
He's really a hard guy to defend, and I don't think McCaffrey gets enough credit for his inside running. He's very good at setting up blocks. He accelerates through the hole and does a good job with his inside run vision. We all know what he's like out on the perimeter and in the passing game. He's so hard to tackle in space. But this guy has really good body lean, and he has a lot of power for a smaller size guy. But he reads the inside blocking patterns very well. And he's just really impressive as a runner. Again, we know in space, but in line, I have a lot of respect for his toughness, for his ability to make yards after contact. Like I said, set up blocks and really run with power for his size. It's different, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Curtis Martin. Curtis wasn't the biggest guy, but pound for pound, probably is one of the strongest players in the NFL. Hall of Fame runner, very good in the passing game. Like that type of a player, compared to like guys like Derrick Henry and people like that are just big physical backs. Those guys were physical, but they were 205 pounds, or I don't know, whatever McCaffrey and Martin were, but somewhere in that range.
McCaffrey goes for 170 yards. Everybody says kind of a slow start for it. It's like, all right, had a couple massive plays.
So again, when we think of Christian McCaffrey, we think of the explosive runs. We think of what he's able to do in space, just kind of like what Bill Belichick said. But he's 100% correct, because I've also noticed it as well, is CMC is so... it's hard to explain the way he finds creases inside when you're running in between the tackles, because guys, it gets muddy in there. It gets real gross. We've seen instances where Jordan Mason gets caught up in the backfield a little bit, kind of maybe makes a read and he finds himself right in front of a defender. CMC has this innate ability to be able to make all of those guys miss. It's kind of crazy. And it's literally in a phone booth. And he finds these creases in the running, like in these running lanes, that you're like, how did he do that? How did he gain positive yards? That should have been a tackle for loss, and he gained 4. And that was a big thing that I think was missed with the San Francisco 49ers run game, because you go back to last year, like CMC is a huge reason why the 49ers have a successful rushing attack. Now, obviously, Jordan Mason was able to fill in, and he produced at a really high rate and played phenomenally well. But the little things that Christian McCaffrey does that makes him an elite running back is exactly what Bill Belichick is talking about, especially in the zone scheme. He can run zone, he can run gap scheme. He's a baller. Ooh, looks like I'm glowing. And this is me actually leaving the beach. I'm actually going to be heading to the airport right now. Figured I'd go jump in the ocean out here on the East Coast one more time before we head back to the airport, head back to the Bay Area. But what do you guys think about what Bill Belichick had to say? Do you see the same things? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.